to the Craft Beer channel. Today is an unusual one. We're looking at gluten-free beers. We've had a lot of people comment and say, have you ever tried them? Are they any good? Because actually 1 in every 100 people are gluten intolerant in some way. So we've only ever tried one. It wasn't very good at all, but I scoured Europe and came up with some more exciting ones. What I'm going to do is a blind taste test comparing them to styles that have gluten in. So we've got a Pilsner, we've got a dark ale, we've got a hopped lager, we've got a Belgian Amber, and we've got an IPA. Gluten is a protein which is found in barley, and that's where you extract the sugars from to make alcohol in beer. So these clever guys have managed to make alcohol from barley and then extract the gluten that's left over from the mash. The only exception to that is St. Peter's, which is made with grains that don't have any malt in. Interestingly, the guys that make these evidently think a lot of their process, because they will not tell me how they made them. All they will tell me is that they make it with barley, but they extract it. And I asked even for the tiniest bit of detail, and they were unrelenting. So it must be a pretty special process, although at least 4 of them have worked it out. So my glamorous assistant has been pouring the beers and then mixing them up without me watching. So I have no idea what they are. So I'm going to use their colour, their taste, their smells to try and work out A, which one is gluten-free, and B, which one I prefer, and see if they actually tally. And then we'll know whether gluten-free beers are any good. So we've got Celia here. It's a premium Czech lager, it's made in Czech, and they claim you cannot tell the difference between this and a leading other Pilsner. We're going to put that up against Scrimshaw, which is from North Coast Brewing on the west coast of America. They look identical. This is going to be so hard. Okay, so this one's got a lemonade-y thin feel, maybe a little bit more hop, but the lemon seems a little bit processed. I think that's coming from a slightly thinner kind of feel, a slightly almost shandy-esque vibe to it. This one, much less of a hop profile, and a lot more depth of nose as well. So I think the one at the front is my gluten-free beer, and therefore gets a cocktail umbrella. So the next one is the hoppy lager. I've got St. Peter's gluten-free beer. It's kind of a Pilsner, they say, but it's hopped with Amarillo, which is quite unusual. So hopefully there'll be an orangey, pithy kind of note to it. And that's going against Camden Hells. That's their super American hop lager. Amarillo comes up in a lot of American beers, so it might be tricky to tell. Yeah, and it smells like a bag of hops. This is borderline too dark for a lager. Not very carbonated. It's got like a honey kind of treacle kind of thing going on there, which you wouldn't expect from a lager. But a little bit of orange. So I'm pretty sure that's this one, because it's slightly off style. It's got that orangey pith. The campest beer tasting you ever did see. God, these are as tricky as normal umbrellas. Right, next one, dark ale. Again, these ones look not quite as identical as I thought. We've got one that's a little bit lighter. I'm going to start with the lighter one. Interesting. That's got that slightly savoury smell like the lager had. Which makes me think maybe I've got the lager wrong. Wow, that's really fruity. Lots of raisin and toast. That's a really nice beer. I hope that's the gluten-free. Now that one's got a bit of Belgian funk to it. I think there's a Belgian yeast in that. And Greens, our gluten-free beer here, they brew in Belgium. So that might be a slight giveaway. Now I'm going to go for the full-on Belgian beer. So we've got Das. And they brew in Belgium and they brew Belgian styles. Apparently they've been around since 1096. I don't know if there was much call for gluten-free beer back then. And I'm putting that up against Chimay. It's got a slightly blackcurranty kind of edge to it. That's an incredible beer. That one, that's amazing. Which makes me think immediately it's the Chimay. tastes Belgian-y, it tastes fruity, it's got like that really strong sort of thingy nose, almost nail polish, but pleasant, very pleasant, don't hate me for that. And the Das, much fresher, and it's still got those kind of dark fruits in there. But now we get over to here, and we've got two breweries who are known for their big flavours, and you can actually smell it. I smelled it all the way along the line till I got to here. So you've got McKellar and their gluten-free, I Wish gluten-free IPA. And it smells incredible, it smells just like a normal one. Full of mango and tropical notes. And then we've got Brewdog's Punk IPA, and you all know that that's got lychee, grapefruit, and all kinds of things going on. I'll start with the lighter. Yeah, so it's got a really sticky mouthfeel, loads and loads of hops at the finish. It's sweet and then smacks you around the face. It tastes like a perfectly normal beer. And this one smells so similar. That's much more bitter actually. With all the others, there's been a discernible difference. There's been something that's made you gone, those two beers don't have a lot. They have a lot in common, but there's something slightly different. Whereas with this one, I really cannot tell. So that is my gluten-free beer. Glamorous assistant, can you pass me the results? Okay, so that's me. Wait, I'm so confused. So that's gluten-free. I've got that one wrong. No, I've got that one right. Once I've worked out this spectacular drawing, you've made me very thin, thank you. I got the Pilsner wrong. So well done, Celia. I cannot tell the difference between yours and a normal Pilsner from the West Coast, a nice Pilsner from the West Coast, mark you. So, apologies, Scrimshaw. Next one I've got wrong again. This is the dark beer, so that should be there. So then move on to the hoppy lager. I got that one right. Yeah, this one is very, very different from this. It's much more sweet, much more honeyed, with a little bit of orange at the finish. This is the Belgian beers, basically Belgian doubles, ambers, and I got this one correct as well. I clocked the Chimay a mile off. And then I got this one right as well, which is a really big relief because I love Punk IPA. All five of these beers are great. Actually, some of the recipes and the alternatives that people are coming up with not only don't taste that different, they sometimes taste better and excellent. And I think you could definitely say that this one tastes just as good as anything else you're going to find with gluten. I think you could say the same for the Celia. And people that are out there thinking they can't drink beer, there's this market that's coming out now. I didn't have to work too hard to find these. I'm from London, so I guess it may be a little bit easier, but the US gluten-free is huge, and you can get hold of all of these beers throughout Europe on the beer websites. So if you are gluten-free, don't despair. You can get drunk on the good stuff, responsibly-ish.